Hi there and welcome to this video. I'd like to talk to you about one of the new features in NetAdvantage for WPF 10.3, namely the xamDataTree UI Virtualization. What does UI Virtualization mean and what are its benefits? Basically, UI Virtualization is a method which allows the control, in this case the xamDataTree, to reuse the same visual elements instead of creating new ones every time a new item is brought into view. This improves performance greatly, as much performance is lost when visual elements are generated and disposed every time a new item is brought into view. So let's take a look at this sample. We have a xamDataTree which has been bound to 125,000 nodes. What we're seeing here is all of these 125,000 nodes expanded. So as you can see, the scrolling is rather smooth, precisely due to UI virtualization. And this is why I'm able to scroll through thousands of nodes without any degradation in the speed of refreshing of the screen. So how do you take advantage of UI virtualization? The answer is you don't have to do anything to enable it. It's actually enabled by default, and the minute you bind data to the xamDataTree, UI virtualization is already enabled and is giving you better performance than you would have without it. So let's take a look at how the sample is built. I've opened Visual Studio 2010 and taking a look at the project, we have references to the xamDataTree and the common libraries it needs. We have a very simple view model implementation, and we have a very simple node implementation. The simple node is declared as a string which stores the text of the node, a list of other nodes as its children, and the isExpanded flag which is set to true. This flag is then bound to one of the properties in the xamDataTree which makes it expand all the nodes where this value is true. As this value is set to true for every node, the entire xamDataTree is expanded, hence the long scroll bar and 125,000 nodes fully visible. Okay, so let's take a look at how we bind the xamDataTree to this data. We've declared the xamDataTree. We set the display member path. This maps the text that will be shown within a tree node to the text property of the simple node object. Further down, we specify a node layout where we name the property of the view model which will be used to populate this node layout. Again, the text property of the simple node will be used for setting the text of the node. The type name is simple node, and the property which will be used for retrieving values which determine whether a node is expanded or not is the isExpanded property we just looked at. Taking a look at the code behind, we initialize the view model and we set the data context to this view model, and then we fill the simple nodes collection with simple node instances in the setNodes method. This is basically a recursive method which creates a tree structure in response to the parameters set over here. Basically, the tree depth is 4 and the node count for each level is 50. This produces 125,000 nodes, which we saw in the sample. So looking at the working sample again, we can see how virtualization helps us achieve superior performance when we're dealing with a large number of nodes.
Infragistics. on the web at infragistics.com.